Hey everybody, it's Mike and Denise. We are going to read you an article. I don't even know what it's on. Denise picked it out today, so she's going to tell you what it is.
It's called Healthy Plant-Based Diets Better for the Environment Than Less Healthy Plant-Based Diets. It's from the Harvard School of Public Health.
All right, cool. This is good news, and this is our review and comment.
Yeah. Healthier plant-based dietary patterns were associated with better environmental health, while less healthy plant-based dietary patterns, which are higher in foods like refined grains and sugar-sweetened beverages,
Non-organic foods.
required more cropland and fertilizer, according to a new study led by researchers at Harvard T.H. Chan School of Health and Brigham and Women's Hospital. The findings also showed that red and processed meat had the highest environmental impact out of all food groups in participants' diets.
I think we know that. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, and producing the greatest share of greenhouse gas emissions, requiring the most irrigation water, cropland, and fertilizer. The differences between plant-based diets was surprising because they're often portrayed as universally healthy and good for the environment.
Which is not true.
But yeah,
Especially not in the environment. Usually I'm saying we're focusing on the fact that they're not all good for you. Now this is focusing on the fact that they're not even good for the environment, or at least there's better ways to do it.
right. So it's more nuanced than that, said Aviva Musikas, postdoctoral research fellow at the Department of Nutrition at Harvard Chan School and corresponding author of the study. To be clear, we're not asserting that less healthy plant-based diets are worse for the environment than animal-based diets. However, our findings show that plant-based diets have a different health and environmental impact. The study, which is one of the first to look at simultaneously at the health and environmental impacts of various plant-based diets, was published in the November 2022 edition of The Lancet Planetary Health. Previous research has documented that different types of plant-based diets have various health effects. For example, plant-based diets higher in whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, legumes, vegetable oils, and coffee and tea
Whole foods
are associated with reduced chronic disease risk. While plant-based diets
Mostly
high
whole
in
foods.
fruit juices like sugar-sweetened beverages, refined grains, potatoes, and sweets and
Wait,
desserts.
they said fruit juices in there?
Yeah,
It's interesting. Well, there's okay, well,
those are at an increased
right.
risk of chronic disease.
The gist is that the more whole plant, low fat, the better. They throw a
Right.
whole bunch of mixed shit in there. You can't even tell the difference. But
Yeah,
anyway.
they threw the coffee and tea in with the good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you can drink coffee and tea. There's no problem at all.
Yet, little research has been conducted to determine the environmental impacts, such as greenhouse gas emissions, use of high-quality cropland, nitrogen-form fertilizer, and irrigation water. All of these dietary approaches. Using data from the Nurses' Health Study 2, the researchers analyzed the food intakes of more than 65,000 qualifying participants and examined their diet's association with health outcomes, including the relative risks of cardiovascular disease and with environmental impacts. To differentiate plant-based dietary patterns, the researchers characterized participants' diets using various dietary indices, particularly the healthy and unhealthy plant-based diets.
Okay.
Higher scores on the
Which probably use their little chart, which is not very accurate, but it's
Yeah.
still, it gives you a general idea.
the one with they kind of categorize it as highly processed versus less processed.
Okay. But coffee and tea, how much fiber in coffee and tea?
None, but they were eating whole foods in addition to that.
Yeah.
Higher scores on the unhealthy plant-based diet index indicated higher consumption of refined grains, sugary drinks, fruit juice, potatoes. I don't know why they stuck potatoes in there. They're not refined as long as you're not frying them. And sweets and desserts.
And there's a big difference between white potatoes and darker potatoes too, in terms of nutrition. But yeah, go ahead.
While higher scores on the healthy plant-based diet index included higher consumption of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts, legumes, vegetable oils. I don't know why they threw the oils in there, and coffee and tea.
Wait, oils is in the healthy?
Yeah.
Okay, my guess is that the potatoes category consisted of 98% French fries too.
Maybe. Participants who consumed healthy plant-based diets had lower cardiovascular disease risk, and those diets had lower greenhouse gas emissions and use of cropland, irrigation water, and nitrogenous fertilizer than diets that were higher in unhealthy plant-based and animal-based foods. Participants who ate unhealthy plant-based diets experienced a higher risk of cardiovascular disease, and their diets required more cropland and fertilizer. The findings also reinforced earlier studies showing that diets higher in animal-based foods, especially red meat and processed meat, have greater adverse environmental impacts than plant-based diets.
All right, good.
Because human health ultimately depends upon planetary health, future U.S. dietary guidelines should include nuanced consideration of environmental sustainability.
And they don't even mention organic versus non-organic, or specifically chemical-free. They don't even mention that. I haven't heard that yet. Have you?
No.
They need to mention that in this article too.
And recognize that not all plant-based diets confer the same health and environmental benefits, said David Wang, assistant professor in the Department of Nutrition at Harvard Chan School.
Wow. Okay, because here, obviously red meat is the worst, okay? Raising of animal, livestock, whatever. Terrible for the environment. We all agree that. But the problem is, if you're replacing that, they don't even say it in this article, they don't even touch on it. If you're replacing that with traditional, full chemical agriculture, how much of an environmental positive is that? It's not much, if any, actually. People need to use organic, chemical-free, and regenerative farming methods, and none of this stuff is even talked about in this article, which is a little sad.
No, it isn't. It just talks about the chemicals needed for fertilizer, the water, land use, and cropland use. That was it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, the white balance is off on your head there. I'm trying to fix it. Trying to. This is a weird spot.
Wow,
yeah.
Off. Maybe it won't
Whoa.
that way when you replay it.
I don't know. So what's our overall reviewing comment on this?
Yeah, not all plant-based diets are the same. Neither
we agree
for
on
your
all
health
that.
or for the health of the planet. So watch what you eat.
Yeah.
Try to go with whole plants,
yeah,
especially organic ones.
What this article also kind of touches on is the fact that when you go vegan, it really is just for the animals, okay? It really is, because the health and environmental benefits are dubious at best. And you can do it so wrong nowadays with all the processed plant-based cheeses, ice creams, milks, butters, right? Fake meats. I mean, you could be eating nothing but chemicals and stuff that is destroying your health.
Yeah, just egg.
And the environment.
We call just egg just chemicals.
Yeah, I mean, so you really have to go vegan for the animals, and don't necessarily consider it health. That's why we focus on what we call health optimization. And of course, environment is optimized when you optimize your health. This is the great point that this article is pointing out, is that if you want to optimize the environment health, you have to optimize your own health.
Yeah, so
and vice versa.
Consider growing your own food. If you don't know how to do that, just rent our Airbnb.
LaCasaMasAlta.org. LaCasaMasAlta.org. That's it. It's on Airbnb. So go check it out. And that's all I have, I guess. And also, thank you for watching our video where we are walking and not sitting in a chair indoors somewhere like everybody else.
Making videos.
Yeah, okay, so get out there and walk. You have to get in nature and also walk. Get your daily vigorous aerobic exercise, at least 30 minutes. Yes. And if you don't know all the habits, which you probably don't, get my book, Live to 150. It's free. LIVETO150.org. We're off to go meet the running club right now, actually, and we're late, so we got to hurry.
Yeah.
So give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye-bye.